Right. Just moving on because obviously I know James got to go at 7:30. So let's talk about the main event. This last weekend, which is Liverpool versus Arsenal. I mean, this was going to be a massive game. The scene was set. This was the title decided for Dennis. What do
decided with 3 games in?
The expectation of this game was so
the expectation was massive.
expectation so high, and I mean, I think for Liverpool coming into this game, they're playing at home, and I don't think they were bothered about the expectation much compared to what Arsenal's fans have been saying online throughout the week. They're gonna come into Anfield and they really believe that they were gonna go in and walk it in, because Liverpool's defense has been leaky the last couple of games, so they really believed it, which is really fascinating to me. I mean, if Newcastle were struggling to score against us, even though we were outplayed by Newcastle last week, and they weren't able to score normally, except for the set pieces that they had the 2 goals coming back. Arsenal's not gonna just walk it into Anfield like they've been expecting to do over the last 5 days, coming into the game.
To make this fair, what I'm going to do, because they're playing at home, I'll ask Dennis. We'll do the first half and the second half, but quickly, because obviously I'm going to pass this over. I felt like with the defensive issue for Liverpool, it's like they played really bad and scored defensively to make Arsenal think they were going to be absolutely atrocious, and then just said, actually, no, we were joking you. This was part of the plan all along. we that's why we won. So the first half then, because Liverpool playing at home, we'll start with you, Dan. I mean, go for that. I mean, was it what
Arsenal
expected?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I was so happy when I look at the lineups on Arsenal's side, and when they had Eze on the bench. I did really feel like, wow. I don't think they'll do anything here, Arsenal. I think they've been playing the same style, the same tactics for every single game for the last 2 matches and last season. I think it's just the same basic Arteta. There was no creative to the team. I think the Arsenal team, when you have those creative players on the bench, like Eze, that you just paid for how much? 60 million? And I would have thought he would start the game, He would have done a lot of damage to the Liverpool defense if he started on, and over Moreno started for some reason. Like, what the hell was that all about? So I never understood that why. But it was a gift. I think Arteta went in with the mentality of not losing the game, whereas Slot came in to, get a win here. We'll get a win. We can take it slow, defend slowly, move slowly, but when you do have the chance, take the chance. I mean, looking at the game, the only player that I thought that played really well for Arsenal is that Madueke fella, who's replacing Saka. Madueke, yeah. Oh my word! Like, he's such a talented player. I think Kerkez had to defend properly. I think he had a great game as well. Like, I know I've been criticizing Kerkez the last 2 matches that he's not been good at all, but this time around, I think he went in set to defend, and he did cover that right wing really well.
Yeah, so feel free to jump in, guys. Just want to start with Liverpool because they were at home, but yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, jump in, give each other grace.
I want to hear Tom's thought first. He's been quiet.
Yeah. He's texting. That's why you can see.
If there's something I will say, and feel free to jump in, Tom. Like, I think.
So if you want to go ahead,
let's start with your. I want to start with your selections of players when they come on.
Guys, this is a massive game. Come on.
So first of all, I was falling asleep because Dennis was talking a load of old twaddle again. What I'd like to say is the first half, I thought I didn't have any worries in the first. To be honest, I didn't have any worries all game. It was just an outstanding.
Oh, there we go. They didn't have any worries all game. So this is what I mean. That you said you came in thinking that you're just going to walk it in. and he just confirmed
so,
what
hang on. You've just talked about our creativity, right? Like, what did you create?
we created. We had a disallowed goal. We had a goal first,
It's offside.
Ikitike.
It's offside. Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you
right,
scrambled
okay.
that. You scrambled.
No,
Your defense scrambled that
I'll
and
ask again. What did you create?
created the goal, mate. That's
You know,
what we created.
Hang on. So what were
I'll
you
tell you
calling
what.
us? Hang on. So what were you calling us? The set piece masters, were you? So what did you score from?
A set piece.
Yeah, so you scored from the set piece that you were having a go at us for.
We
You said we only scored.
I think that was inevitable. I think that was a karma. I think karma comes in a different way.
So hang on, you're having a go at Arteta's tactics. What did you actually create during the game? What chances did you?
Well, I'll tell you about it. We kept all your players quiet with Van Dijk and Konate played well. You know, after you said Liverpool had a leaky defense the last two games. You know, we conceded so many goals, and you came in expecting to score a couple of goals that never happened. So that's what we created. We created defense.
No, but what did you create up front?
Again.
Because that's what you're saying. You're having a go at Arteta for not creating enough. I want to know what you created other than a free kick that was spectacular, by the way. But what did you actually create in the game that looked like a clear?
Well, it's not just about creation. I don't know. Like we had more possession than you. We controlled the game fully from the first whistle to 90 minutes. We had the whole game under control.
Well, not really, because we had the better first half, so you didn't have the whole game.
We never did. You never had the first half. You had no chance game. Like how? For what I can see, what Arsenal did was every time they do an attack, any player that comes near Arsenal player, they go down. It's really.
We're cheating there.
No, that's your tactic, mate. Like it's what you do. It's what you do, trying to get set pieces, and you had two corners straight away within 6-8 minutes from
but you've come on
Maliki.
here then. You said about how much you created. I want to know what you actually created in gameplay rather than a spectacular free kick, because that's what you're saying. That's what you're criticising Arteta for. But I do.
Yeah, but he does it every week. Arteta does it every single week, mate. You know, Liverpool might not have created as much in this particular game, but we don't play like that. We play more attacking. We create more chances than Arsenal has ever done in the last two matches.
I thought there was nothing between the two teams other than a spectacular.
It was nothing.
That was my opinion. And to go to Anfield and play like that with three of our main players out, I think we played very well. To be honest, that's my opinion. I think if it was in the reverse, right?
You went to Anfield.
Hang on, you're trying to interrupt me. I think if it's in the reverse and you came to the Emirates without Salah, without Van Dijk, and without McAllister, you would have been in the same situation as us.
We wouldn't go in trying to defend.
So
Liverpool would be attacking you, wouldn't giving any chances.
But without Salah, Van Dijk, and McAllister, yeah.
Yeah, we did it last week in Newcastle. We had no McAllister in Newcastle. We had no right back. We had a temporary right back right now. Also, Szoboszlai, surprisingly, he's been doing really well on that position.
So,
go on, Craig. Go on.
I just want to ask Tom a question regarding this game, because he's also Arsenal's second biggest fan and Stoke.
He's ready to boil. He's boiling right now.
Yeah, he's boiling. So obviously,
what am I saying wrong, Tom?
Give me your views, Tom. But not only that, just food for thought as well. What is the difference between Arsenal saying all summer we've now got 2 or 3 players for every position, but going into this game and every other game, they turn around and say, "Oh, we've got Saka injured. Oh, we've got Odegaard injured." But then when they win, it's we've got 3 players for each position. We can't moan no more. So what's your thoughts on that, Tom, and the game?
So I don't like to sort of make excuses or have reasons for why we didn't do well or that sort of thing. I think we should have played Eze from the start, or like bring him in half time and not so late, because he's a creative player, so he would have had more chances to help us to actually create goal scoring chances. I think like James, I think that there wasn't really much in it, really, just apart from that fantastic.
There's not much in it. Come on! Is that all the best you can do? So you hype all the game. You've been hyped.
Ben. do not interrupt me.
I'm not interrupting you. I'm just disagreeing with your comment. I don't think that.
I think. Well, yeah. So what I
You've
mean
been humble.
is that
That's why.
both Arsenal and Liverpool defended pretty well, and so we sort of just cancelled each other out. And so there wasn't really a huge amount of creativity from both teams, really.
Gosh.
But I'm talking mostly about Arsenal because
you sound like Arteta's post conference here.
Because that's the team that I support. But I do think that he got it a bit wrong in sort of the subs that he brought in. I think he brought them in far too late, and that's, I think, some games he does do that, and I think that's kind of odd. And especially Eze, because he was fit to play, because he played with Crystal Palace for the past 2 games. So I don't know why he didn't sort of just bring him straight in and sort of try and get him in. I think
I'll give you.
I think Arsenal need to feed Gyökeres better. I mean, Martinelli just.
I wouldn't play. I don't
the
think
way that he ran up and then Gyökeres was going to run inside, and Martinelli just runs straight past it. I mean, I was like, "What are you?"
Why do you think?
I think Martinelli's lost it. I mean, I think that he just runs fast, and that's his sort of great talent. But then, apart from that, he just doesn't really do much. I mean, that's my opinion on.
I agree with Martinelli. I agree with Martinelli. I don't think we should have played Martinelli, and I did say I do think we should have put Eze in to start. But I can understand why he probably didn't, because he thought he's not ready for Arsenal's tactics yet, because he had never played with us. But I do think we would have had a better option than Martinelli. I think we could have even played Trossard on that side, to be honest, more than Martinelli. Because Martinelli's been in such poor form that it did seem a bit crazy to play Martinelli in such a big game. And I think he went on history because Martinelli played really well against Liverpool last season. But I think history's no good when Martinelli's in such a he's having such a low confidence at the moment that I could never, and that's taking one out of the equation when it comes to feeding Gyökeres, because you've only got Madueke who can feed him then, and like obviously through the middle we had Marino, Rice and Zubimendi, but you're losing someone in the middle because Odegaard was out with a shoulder injury, and he didn't come on to about the 70th minute, so...
Can I ask you two, as Arsenal fans, one of the things I've seen over this weekend, and I'm not sure if this was a tactical decision of why Martinelli played, but because he tracks back more than another winger, because obviously, do you think because of that? Do you think? But it's one of those things where, like in your workplace, if you do a job all the time, nobody else is going to take that job off you, and it's always going to be yours. And I feel like with Martinelli, when it comes to tracking back, he does fantastic, but he's also expected to do the forward bit. But if Eze comes on, nobody would talk about Eze trying to defend. So, what are your two thoughts on that? I mean, I think that's really interesting, because when I read that,
I totally agree. I think Martinelli was there to defend on a very difficult away game at a stadium that's very hard to, very hostile stadium, and I think he went for the more negative approach. But Martinelli is not offering enough going forward to play him, so I would have took a risk and gone a bit more attacking. But go on, Tom.
I'd say that even though it's good to have a winger who tracks back sometimes, I think the primary objective is to go forward and get chances in to score goals. So, I think that's
that is literally the primary objective, but Arteta doesn't play like that, mate.
With all wingers, I mean, that's the primary sort of thing. I mean, I think. And so that's why I think that the sort of tactics, I mean, I think, I was disappointed with the loss, really, and I think there was quite a bit more to sort of get adapted. And I'm not sure if it is just the fact that we've got new players and they're all sort of gelling, but they need to sort of start to sort of gel better and gel quickly, I think, because otherwise we could be in trouble. I mean,
you will be in trouble. You will be in trouble
against Leeds. I mean, that was fantastic against Leeds. I mean, that was great. But then we need to create much better chances against better teams, and that's where Man United 1-0, and then now and then now against Liverpool losing. So. I do think it's
you're absolutely correct, Tom. I think Arsenal needs to do better, but unfortunately, you have Arteta as a manager, which he won't do what the fans expect him to do because he's a stubborn manager. He doesn't change his tactic for anything. He goes into games like big games like that. He goes into the games not to lose, and then be happy with the draw. That's what he does. That's what he does best, mate.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, here's a stats for you. Like in that game, this proves my point about Arteta. Calafiori had the most shots. Calafiori, who's a left back, by the way, is the defender. He's had most shots. He was. And this is my point. You have all these upfront creative attackers who can score, who can play well, who can score goals when it's needed to be. And you have Calafiori is the one took shots. He had 3 shots more than Gyökeres. Gyökeres the untouchable once. You know,
because they weren't feeding him. They weren't feeding him.
There you go. That's what I'm. Yeah, they're not feeding him.
We need to have more creativity.
But there's no creativity because Arteta doesn't allow that to happen. It's Arteta's how he plays. He does it great.
Not doing very well. And then Madueke, actually, that's something that I wanted to raise actually, Dan. So thanks for that's what mentioning Calafiori. I feel like that he definitely had a really good chance when I think it was Madueke. He came in on the right and he got through like a few players, and then I think Calafiori was right in the box and open, and basically
of course, I saw that one. Yeah,
and basically Madueke, I think that he must have just been going too fast or like whatever, and like he didn't sort of spot him. But if he had spotted him, then I'm like 90% sure that Calafiori would have scored that.
I couldn't believe that Madueke was brought off. He was Liverpool. I couldn't believe Madueke was brought off because for me,
he was the best player in the field.
He was the best attacker going forward. And to be fair, as soon as he went off, I get Arsenal's fascination over bringing Dalman on, but that should have been left. Madueke, I think he had a goal in him. I honestly really do, and I think he was your most creative player on the wing. I just can't believe he was pulled off. And he might be a fitness issue because he hasn't played many games in his system. I'm not sure. Dennis, talk us through the goal. Talk us through the goal.
So the goal was, I think it was fouled by Zubimendi. I think Florian Wirtz got the ball. And he got snatched by Zubimendi and gave us a free kick. What a goal that was, Tom! Incredible.
I mean, that was fantastic. But like I was laughing at James's massive potatoes. I
don't want to rub it anymore because for me the goal, like the free kick, right? There's not much to say about it because.
Sorry,
like it was that free kick is one of those magical moments, like what everyone's been saying. Like it would have been a draw if that free kick didn't go in, but you can't rely on that free kick to win it. I think Liverpool did struggle to break down Arsenal's defense. I think Mo Salah, Calafiori kept Mo Salah quiet throughout the game, which really frustrating to me to see because he's in my fantasy team. Calafiori, like he was your best player on the field. Like when you have all these creative players, you have Gyökeres, Mendy. Yeah, I'm not saying but he's a defender, Tom. You forget him, but when he's the best player on the pitch for 90 minutes,
often the best player is. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. When you have that best player, and he had the most shots of all the attacking midfield. He had more shots. He had 3 shots compared to like Gyökeres or bloody Rice.
I've already said that once. So then why are you saying it again?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what he said. It's Arteta's tactics. Blame him.
Well, why again and again and again and again? Like,
I think Arteta's living rent free in Dennis's head. But so for
I love it. I love he would stay there for another 10 years, and you'll never win anything with him.
Remember that. We got that on video now. So
of course, you'll never win.
So I think it was quite interesting. Not only did Calafiori play really well, Rice had a really good game. He won some great tackles. Zubimendi had a good game.
I love that free kick of Rice.
Madueke had a really good game. Gyökeres and Martinelli were really quiet. Gyökeres weren't really getting fed, I don't think.
How would you fix that issue, though? How would you fix that issue?
Hang on, I'm not finished yet. So, Mascara, he played really well when he came on. He was like, and that was a real good positive. And if you look at our defence, really, if you're looking at our defence, then we've only let one extraordinary free kick in so far. So that's a positive from an Arsenal point of view, because other than that spectacular free kick. And if we remember back to the previous episode when we asked to predict scores, I said 1-0. But obviously I said 1-0 to Arsenal. I think you said 2-1, Dennis. Craig said 2-2. So my score was actually the closest, to be honest, because it was a 1-goal game. So
you predicted how Arteta would just go and park the bus for 90 minutes and not create chances for themselves.
He didn't park the bus, did he, Dennis? Because you've just gone and backpedaled now, haven't you? Because a minute ago you said, "Oh, we dominated the game. We should have won it. We won it easy. We're all over you." And then 5 minutes to go. Now you've just gone and backpedaled and you said, "Oh, actually, Arsenal defended really well. We couldn't break them down. It was really hot." So I don't really know.
Yeah, that means you're parking the bus. When you defended well, you're parking the bus. You've literally parked the bus. That's why we couldn't get passed through.
So what is he on about?
So let's just talk about the goal for a bit, because obviously there's something I want to lead off from the goal. It was an extraordinary goal. It was very Ronaldo-esque. As soon as it went in, it was an unbelievable strike. There's no, the goalkeeper couldn't save that. If you put 3 at Ryan, then you can't do nothing about that. It was a fantastic goal. And Szoboszlai had another fantastic game at right back. If I was Arne Slot, even with Frimpong back, he'd have to keep that place, because also he gives that creativity in the midfield as well, because he steps into the midfield. He knows how to defend. He wants to be involved in every piece of play. But the goal was fantastic.
He's got energy, isn't he?
I mean, that was yes. But I don't know about you guys. Have you seen it? It just give me Premier League era of Ronaldo vibes. It was just a fantastic. Now you see free kicks being, curled into the box, or the walls are part of the reason why they got, most of the free kicks go in. But that was just an extraordinary effort. And
Steven Gerrard vibes.
Steven Gerrard, Cristiano Ronaldo, and I just want to. I don't know who's going to pick this up, but I'm going to leave this one for any of you to argue over. Not just because I have some likeness to Liverpool, but I just cannot believe David Raya brought up the fact that there was new balls, and they've got to adapt to a new ball. Now, Tom, I know you're going to agree with this one as well. That is just what is going on, Tom. What? I mean, the FA Cup ball's a different ball. The Champions League ball's a different ball. The friendly balls are a different ball. I bet they're different balls in training, but all of a sudden, because a different brand is making the Premier League ball. Go on.
I think those things are always taken out of context. So they're always talking in general, basically about how they played and all that stuff, and then YouTube or whatever media channel it does, or TikTok, or it cuts it down to just that little bit, and so it takes it out of context. So basically that's one thing that I would say, is that that's not really I don't think that's truly representative of the whole sort of chat or
no, of course not. I think, but he did mention it. He needs to adapt with the ball.
It a bit sort of worse for him, but I mean, I personally don't really.
So what Ryan said is it's a very good strike, especially with the new balls. Emphasising the new balls.
New
balls, still have to adapt.
It.
It's going away from me, so it's harder to gauge and save it. It's different to the night ball. So we have to adapt to it again.
There's not much to adapt.
So the grip is different. The kick is different. We have to adapt after playing with the night ball for many years. It's the same for everybody. Listen.
Yeah, I know it is. And I will also say that you shouldn't really mention that really.
No, we should, because he was asked about it.
Things are taken out of context. Well, no, but but that's just because. Well, I mean, I don't really know. But,
he's using the ball to deflect that he couldn't save Szoboszlai's free kick. he's saying, "Oh, we have to get used to the ball. That's why we haven't played well, or that's
Well,
why I didn't
yeah,
save the
so
ball." Because he's implying it.
So my view is like what I've just said is that.
Or at least it's a language
I
barrier
don't think
that
you
he
need
just
to
doesn't
mention
understand the
that.
question.
I mean, that's what I was saying is that I don't need to really mention that. Or
I think you're reading into it too much, to be honest.
But like, if he is specifically asked that question, well, then fair enough. I mean, like, if you if you asked about the ball, then what are you going to do?
I think it's a bit like politics. It's when you get asked a question and then they twist it and make it out to be something more than it is.
I think the reason for this might be because Arteta was asked a very similar question a few
last season.
Yeah. So
it's very
but
coincidental that the ball gets brought up twice by the same team. Sorry.
I've got to go in a minute because I'm going to eat and I'm going swimming. So yeah, that's going to have to be.
I want to quickly just bring up that Szoboszlai's post-match interview was a breath of fresh air. It really was nice to hear the lad speak about the goal and the way that he did it, and they speak a bit about training. And he actually said that he hadn't been sort of practicing free kicks from that distance, basically, which makes it even more sort of like incredible that he scored. But he's also super humble, and he also praised Arsenal as well. And I think that just shows that you've got real sort of quality, that you're humble about sort of how you do things, and you also sort of speak about the opposition in a way that is sort of nice and shows a level of respect. And I thought that was just really
I 100% agree, Tom.
The guy's awesome, you know. I mean,
I totally agree. I
wanted to say one more thing, but I've got to go now, so it's up to you.
You can go. Yeah, go on.
Go on.
Yeah, unless you want. All right, I'll leave then, because I've got.
No. Say one more thing.
One more thing, and then you can go.
So there's a bit of trivia for you. How many teams are in the top 4 divisions of professional football? You know, how many teams?
92.
Yeah. How many teams? 92. Correct. Yeah. How many of them have gone a whole season unbeaten?
2.
One in the Premier League. Only one.
No. You can't say Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, and then say only one team's gone Premier League.
Out of 92,
Nottingham Forest or something.
See you later. Have a good